Who is the best in-game leader of all time?
Best in-game leader of all time, I'm going to go with Glaive. He is obviously the most seasoned and accomplished IGL of all time. And even just listening to some of the Astralis comm videos that come out, I'm always just like impressed with everything that I hear from Glaive. And you can just see it in their gameplay, how Astralis is so prepared for everything and how they're not getting caught off guard. They have really good game plans. He's just shown that over the years, I mean, Astralis is best team of all time. So I think that it's pretty fair to say that it's Glaive.
Depends what you want from an in-game leader. I mean, Happy, even in of prime time, was a really good mind caller, and he had a lot of good calls at a good timing. But he didn't really care about if we were comfortable with it or not. The only fact for him was only it worked, so I don't care. If it worked, I don't care. And we won actually like this. Apex is my leader in game, and he's more taking care about if you are feeling comfortable with what you are doing, and trying to put every players in a spot that they like, taking in consideration that if they like to do something, they're gonna be good on it. If you force a player to do something, even if the idea is good, but that the player doesn't like it, the player not gonna make the kill. So I believe that's the right process to do.
I would say Fallen because it was the only one that I played with, and it's kind of hard to judge in-game leaders when you don't play with them. So Fallen's the best one.
It's Glaive. Glaive has been successful with Western Wolves, like at the really beginning of CSGO, when he played with Nile, MSL, Pimp, and Nico. Then I remember he had some troubles for a few years, and then he came back with Astralis and won everything. So yeah, Glaive is up there.
You know, I played with Kerrigan like for a year and stuff, more than a year. I never played like this guy. Like, you know, he has like very good experience. So I think he is the best one for me. Which one I played. But when you see the results of Astralis, also, you can just say Glaive too. Like if we count for 20 years of this Counter-Strike, I think Device with his, Glaive and with his teammates did the most of the achievements about winning the majors and stuff. So I think I can go for Glaive, but which one I played is definitely Kerrigan.
I think Glaive and Fallen for different reasons, but I would give the edge to Glaive that manages to reinvent himself several times, and him and Stratus, and I think their success is very reliant on him.
The best IGL of all time, I would have to give it to Glaive. The work that he has done with Astralis is unbelievable. They won everything over and over again, and yeah, he must be the one. I can't see anyone competing against him, to be honest.
This is going to sound like a bit of an Astralis fan show right now, but it has to be Glaive. Has to be Glaive, not only for all the majors, not only for taking over a system that wasn't his own initially and building it into something better, but for taking a massive step back and then being able to come back in, take the reins of leadership again, and do it all over again. The man is a monster, and I have to take him as the lead.
For me, an answer between Pronax and Glaive, but Astralis were more consistent and longer on the scene, I think, now. Then I would say Glaive, and then close behind Pronax.
Glaive, what a mad story he's got. Goes from being a guy that was almost exiled. I mean, a joke in the Danish community for some of his behavioral problems. A notorious diva. It all comes to a head when I think it was playing for Copenhagen Wolves. He demands his girlfriend gets to come on the stage with him in place of a manager or a coach. People are arguing and bickering. He said he's not coming on until she's allowed there. You know, pathetic, childish behavior. And then he got sick. He got really, really sick. You know, collapsed lungs, no joke. He had a collapsed lung twice. Spent a lot of time laid up in hospital. And, you know, whenever you have a prolonged bout of sickness, you get thinking about legacy. You get thinking about what are people going to remember you for. This was a guy who had wasted a lot of opportunities and a lot of chances. And when he came back, when he replaced Kerrigan, that was it. I mean, he was like the missing piece of that particular jigsaw. That Danish team was immensely talented, but they couldn't get over the line in big matches. You know, they were perennial semi-finalists. Glaive joins, all of that changes, and the work ethic he imbues now, the tactics he implements, as well as an individual level of performance that most IGLs will just never get close to. And the trophies speak for themselves. So it has to be Glaive. Turned his entire life around to become the greatest IGL in CSGO.